students, good morning. So in the last week session of us, we have discussed about some of the basic tools of Maya, and also we discussed about modeling a small SWAT temple, and also I explained about how to create your own shelf and adding your own tools in that. So I believe you might have familiarized with many of the tools, but anyway, I would like to give small brush ups here and there because few of you are still confused with certain options. For example, number one is I just go to my poly modeling, and yeah, so we have a polygon here. Let me turn off my grid. So a few of you are confused with few things. Let me explain that. So right click, hold your mouse and go and choose face. That is one option. Or another one, you can right click. I just do it fastly. So all the same. Or right click, go to object mode. Or I do it, for example, I'll do it fastly now. Yeah. So it's all up to you. It doesn't mean that you have to stick to my style. You can have your own style there. And also there are other tools that we have. For example, here we have a tool called modeling toolkit. So here you can use this tool also to select the object. Now it is in object mode. Now switch this. Now you could be able to select the faces. Use this. Now you could be able to select the vertices. Then use this for the edges. So similar things are there. So this is a multi-component tool. So the modeling toolkit that Maya has. And all the options which we mostly use would be also listed here, like your multi-cut tool, then extrude and things. I hope you might also remember that multi-cut tools shortcut keys is Ctrl+Shift+X, unless you could use that. The reason why I was not using this is because it's like a back of my hand. I know that if right click, I could able to go to vertex, face, edge. So mostly I do is I click and go to fast vertex. Yeah, now it is vertex, look at that. And fast upwards, it's edges, and fast downwards, it's faces. So it is much easier for me. So if not, you will use this option. So there are certain things. And the other thing is, still many of you are confused with that. Look at this. Now I selected all the three phases. Then when you pull, nothing would happen. When you hold shift, then you pull, you would be able to extrude here. So let me select these three faces. I hold my shift key. I selected all these three faces. Then I hold my shift again. Then I click and I drag. Now you could see that it is extruded. It is properly extruded, where you could see the extrude happen in a way like keep all faces together. Okay, but in certain cases, if you don't want this, you want the extrude to happen where not all the key faces together, then you could also turn it on or off. So for example, let me select these three. Yeah, and this time I use shift right click. I have an extrude option box here, extrude face. I go to the option box. There the division is 1. Great. Now let's exit extrude. Oh, sorry. Yeah, now here you could see that there is to keep faces together. I just click and I drag. Towards left is off, towards right is on. Towards left, right. Or you can just press 0 and off, or you can just click here. Yeah. So I just make it keep face together off. Now I have to click this scale tool. Now the scale is enabled. Now you could able to scale down or up. Now again I press G to repeat, then I move it up. Again I press G, I press this, I scale. Again I press G, then I push it down. So you should know about how such tools are working. So these are the basics, but we have already covered it. But I want you guys to get familiarized yourself with these extrude tools. And mostly when we build some models, if you are good with the perspective shape of that model, then editing or creating the model through face is good. If you don't know the shape or perfect shape of the object in the perspective view, then modeling through edges is much better. Let's see that. So this is just to brush up with a few tools we already discussed in the last class. Let's discuss something about our next modeling. So in this class, we discuss about 3D modeling and object, where I have asked suggestions about what model to model with my students, and they've suggested me a few things. Based on their suggestions, I have created one idea. But before I start modeling, I usually make some research. So, for example, before you do some modeling, I think the first thing you have to do is the steps before modeling. So the first thing is I decide I need a concept. So then the second step is I need to download few reference images purely for reference. Of course, because you're not supposed to use another artist's work without their approval, so you should just use it for reference. And I much appreciate if you guys also inform the artist that you are using his image as a reference for your learning purposes, and no artist would deny that. And that makes you a better person. Also, that will create a good rapport for you with the professional artist in the industry. So it's always good to have a habit rather than just downloading the image from Google or Yahoo or Baidu and use it without the author's consent is not quite right. Then I need a concept here, then I need to download few reference images. Then after that, I need to create a workflow. So workflow in the sense like how you're going to, which tool you're going to use to make the base mesh, and what's your proposed method of starting your 3D model. So are you going to make it with low poly or a high poly, or are you going to start with curves modeling, or you directly start with the polygon? Those are some kind of workflow that an artist should have. Then set up a project. In this scenario, I have already set up a project for my classes, so I'll be using that. Then you can customize and categorize tools for smart and fast working in Maya. Obviously, all the steps would fit for any software. It's not only for Maya. Instead of this, you could use 3ds Max or Blender or Cinema 4D. Anything would fit in this scenario. So these are the things you should have. So what's the concept here now? Before I model something, what's the concept? And based on that, I can go for a concept. And you all know that right now the concept is like, everywhere you go, wherever you go, the corona is there. And by the time I'm making this video, today it's a curfew in India, where we are not allowed to go outside. We are informed to stay inside the house. So it's a curfew today, and I'm making this tutorial for you. And the concept here I prefer is corona, because corona is widely spreading pandemic disease, and we need a cure for that. So detecting corona is one problem, as well as giving them, treating them with the proper medicine is another problem here. So as of now, treatment is not properly or scientifically proven that this is the best solution to fix corona. So detecting and vaccinating is really a difficult task now. So I prefer to go with this concept, and I have downloaded a few reference images. But how I'm going to detect this corona and how I'm going to vaccinate it, that's where my solution is. So the solution, this is the problem I have. So in this concept, this is the problem I have, and for this problem I'm giving a solution. Please do pay attention here. So this is how a concept should be. There is a concept, and and this is a problem, and I'm going to give a solution for that. And obviously it is not a perfect solution, it is not clinically or scientifically proven, it is just for the art purposes. The solution is purely based on some art and some just ideas, but it's purely for art and ideas. Sorry. Yeah, it's purely for art and ideas. I need to download a few reference images, which I've done, a few reference images, and after that I need to create a workflow, and my workflow is like I'll be creating some base mesh in Maya, then I do dtype, so, and I prefer polygons. That's it. So this is the plan here. So let's see how to do that. So I have done some sketches. I've done some sketches for the idea I have, and yeah. So here are the sketches. Yeah, initially started like this, like a corona gun here, but I call this as a corona vaccinator. But yeah. But I just tried with a few basic sketches, but holding this one in both hands won't be nice, so I just made it a proper and a simple one. So this is a simple one I have done, and let me take you here. Yeah. So look at this. Okay, so here I have a corona vaccinator. So what does this vaccinator do? So this is the plan here. For example, let's look at here. So I have made some designs in a way like, let me take you to Photoshop so you guys could see what is really going to happen. So here the plan is like when a human just land over this place. Let me create a new one. Yep. So here, so yeah. So guys, let's see here. Like I'll be. You could see the image here. So for example, this will be checked on in the human's hand. For example, like so this part will be positioned on the human's hand. Yeah. So this will be positioned on the human's skin. In this way. So whenever you put this gun in front of the human, like the human skin, it would detect the human's temperature. That temperature will be displayed in this in this display, where you could see the temperature of that human. And if it exceeds, then you would get some signal here, like a red symbol or something would indicate that human needs some attention, or he needs some medical care, or he is sick. So based on that, and the user has to make some action. So that's why we have another magazine here. So this magazine is called here you can have the vaccine. So we'll be having all the vaccine here. So the vaccine will be here. So how the vaccines will be added here is that's what I mentioned here. So this is how the medicines will be. There will be some small injections where you could see the vaccine is inside it, and that will be loaded into the magazine one after the one. So once when you insert the magazine inside it, so whenever the user presses this button, so the injection will be loaded from the magazine, and it will be injected to the user. That's the plan here. So this is just to sense the temperature of the user or the normal people, civilian, and this is to inject on them. So when they just press this press it or bring this close to the human skin, it will detect and tell temperature of that user. So that the one who uses this medical gun, he doesn't need to press anything to just detect the temperature of a human. But when he finds out that he has to make some action, he has to take some action to vaccinate him, then he should press the button where once he pressed it, the magazine loads all the injection to it one after the one, and it will be injected to the user. So that's the plan here we have. So that's why I made this gun. Yeah, so that's what here. Yeah. Yeah, and if you prefer to draw this proper, then I would highly recommend you guys to do that. So of course you should have some color. I just press D as a default, and I was planning to go with this gray. Yep, and I'll be having one here, and I'll be having one here. Yes, and so we can just yeah, we'll be having a few colors here and there. Yes, of course I'll be just using my mouse here to make the designs, but I recommend you guys to use the vacuum, so that will be much better, and you could get some precise tools. Yep, and if you want to do something perfect, then better start with a Wacom or some digital tablet where you can get access to all the designs. Then similar to that, I'll need a few more things. Yep. Similarly, yeah, we can make some shapes. And I believe I should have made this a little more bigger one, maybe like this. And I should have done it here. Yeah, this would make the shapes much perfect. Yeah, like this. And I'll be having some shapes here and there. Yep. And of course I need one more shape here, from here, of course. It's just a rough sketch, but still it helps you to get the perfect picture of how it should be. Great, and let me create one more layer, Ctrl Shift N. I just put it beside it. So let me switch the color now. So instead of that, I prefer to go with this color. Just increase my brush, and so you could see there, like, what's gonna happen. Yeah, so yes, this is the plan. So the reason I prefer the white is because it is just a vaccinator where we don't need to make the user to get panic because of the facilities we use, the equipments we use, so let's not do that. And here I think I prefer to go with some little gray or something to make it much perfect. Not too much of white and too much of black. Yeah, I think I could just go here with this. So this is the plan we have for the gun. Anyway, the materials and shades we'll be having, I'll be adding some shaders to make this a perfect shape. So this is the plan, and this is the idea I have here as of now. We discussed about this shading and texturing after once the modeling is done, and yeah, like as I mentioned, I think this would be a better one. Because I think instead of this is a small one, and I think yeah, a bigger one would be much better. Yeah, so let me go with this. This is good. I go with this final design, and here I had to make the shape a perfect smoother kind of thing. Maybe I do this one, I press Alt and pick the color, and let me change the shape here, like in arc kind of. I want this to be to have a curve shape instead of a hard one. Anyway, this will do. Yep. So let me go with this one. throughout this one I don't want shape shift because this is a shades that I want you guys to understand. Whereas here what I do is I just turn them off. Let me add them into Maya, and before I take this into Maya, this is the background I was working on. I just double click, I hit OK, then I just want only this gun, not any other things. So press C and I'm holding my left click. That's it. Good. Yes, this lower. Then again I press and hold Alt key and moving. And of course it works. So I just cropped it. Okay. And another important one is I just press my pen tool. So maybe if it's needed, not all the time it's recommended. But if you guys think that you want only the gun from the scene, then you can just trim the rest of the area, then your gun, and you could model or you could import only the gun object. Anyway, I won't do that. Most of the time I won't do that. I won't trim it like this and take it into Maya, because Maya has some other pretty good tools where you could able to do this without trimming off the main object from in the scene. So, but anyway, if you think it's recommended, then you can take only that object. I think I should take from here because that's the plan we have. Click and drag there. So you can see now this is I hit Control Enter. So this is the gun we wanted. So I don't want the space output, so Control Shift I and I hit delete. It's done. Now you have only the gun model with you. So let's take this image into Maya to start modeling. So let me go to my Maya scene. I have a modeling class. So in the modeling class, you remember that we are using that modeling class here. So inside the modeling class project, see, modeling class project, we have source images. Inside the source images, I would like to save these images. So let me copy this location and let me go here and hit File, save image as or save as. So yeah, I'm in source images, and this will be my PNG file, and this is gun side view. That is fine. Hit OK and just go to Maya. Now the thing is, I just would like to develop this object. So let me go to my side view. So in the side view, I'm going to my viewport, and before all I go to my file. I would like to set the project, and guys, my project set now. It's in the modeling class. Great, it's set. Now let me open. Yes, it opens modeling class scene folder. That's great. So let me save this scene. Yes, save scene as. So class 6. Yeah, class 6. Great. Now go to view. There you have an image plane. There you can find import image. You could either access image plane in this way, or you could also access them in this way. Okay, so both are similar. So anyway, once you press it, it will open only the set projects source images. Inside I have my Corona Vaccinator, no, and gun is normal one, and gun side view. Yeah, there's a PNG image. You could get that, right? So let me open the PNG image. Now you could see that image here. Yeah, so here is your gun. Yeah, I think it's too small. You could scale it up. Let me select this image and come down. You have size X and size Y. So unless you have any reason, I just should proceed that. So width and height. This is the width and height we have. Let me scale it up. So this is the image we have. Image center X, Y, and Z. If you would like to move this object, you can move. Anyway, it's already in the proper position. If you feel like it is not in the proper position, you have this image center X, Y, and Z. You could be able to use them against it. and please press the attribute editor, and since it is selected, now you can see image plane 1 and image plane shape. Both things you can see there, and there you can find there is an option to reduce this gun's quality if you feel this too much bigger or something, just like yep. We have alpha gain, just reduce it to 0. Now you can see the gun. Yeah, now you can be able to see the gun fully. So it's up to you how much ever you want the opacity. You can reduce them or you can increase them. I think this is enough. Rather than making too much dark, I think this is fine. Yeah, this is the image file, and I want this image file to be visible only in my side view, not in any other views. Look here, it's like, yeah, now it's visible even in the perspective view, which I don't want. So select this one, image in side view, and display this image, whichever I loaded, only in my looking through camera. I mean, it's only from this scene you will be able to see this gun. So now look at that. Now everything is gone there. You can't see them. So here we have this image file. Let me save this file. Yeah. And if you would like to scale it up, you can always do that also. You can select them. You can scale them. Your image will be maximized. And look at that. Your size, offset, and coverage. Everything will be there. And you can use the width and height also. So there are some few things, like if you select this plane and press R, you can be able to scale up the image. You see that? It's a scale up. So we could use that. I'm just scaling it up a little bit. Okay, great. So now it will be much perfect. Now press spacebar to maximize the scene. Let's see how to do this model. Let me first save the scenes, classics. So there are several ways we could model the gun. You can press Control spacebar to maximize your scene. Yeah, so here you could maximize your scene, and yeah. You press Control spacebar again to pull the screen back to our normal ways. And let me check. Was there a general tab? Because in the previous versions of Maya we had a tab called the general tab, whereas here this tab is not available. Okay, cool. Okay, so now I started this object. I pressed F, and let's start this modeling. So the first part of this modeling, I would like to start with the cube. So I go to poly modeling. I select the cube here. So I just pull this cube, I press E, I rotate it a little bit towards this, and I scaled it up in this way. And look at that, I press 4, only then I could be able to see what is in this object. So yeah. Okay. Let me scale it down a little more. Yeah. Now I just select this one. Let me disable my grid. Yeah, this is clear. So if you are using 5, just press 4 to see this. Now select this object, right click, and go to face mode. So I go to face mode, but I have to select the top face. So I come here, I select the top face here. Yeah, now it works. Now I use my shift extrude. I could use, but here I would prefer to go with just shift. I'm going to hold my shift and I'm going to pull it. But look here, the tool is facing in some other direction. So press W, left click, and drag. See, it is facing. This face is facing the world coordinate, which is the top. Let's go to object coordinate. Yeah, now you could see that the pivot point of the object is switched from this face to that face. Okay. Yeah, now now I hold my shift key, I can just pull it out. Yeah. And again another shift key, I just pull it out. Again another one, edge, I pulled it out. Okay. Now please do right click and go to your vertex mode. Select this object and just move it. It was pretty easy. And again select this one and move it here. an easier one. Again, similarly, do the same. Select this and move it here. So, yep. Again here one, and again here one. Yep. So we have created this base shape. Then the next one is we have to make this shape here. It's a normal cube. Whatever we are doing is just a base mesh. We are not going to detail it anytime by now. We are going to just make it a proper one. Okay, so the base mesh. If you want to verify, go to the perspective view, press F and check how the model will be. Let me select this, press F and see. Yeah. So this is how the model will be. If you want to see how the output will be, just press 3. You can see that, but yeah, it is not a perfect one because we have not added the proper double-edged lines. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, and it's too bigger. Anyway, I can make it smaller in the perspective view, or you could do it in the front view also. Okay, that would work. So this is one shape. So the next one I would like to do is I would like to build this shape here. So let's take just one normal cube and bring it here. Press R. Yep, and just scale it out. Because since it's a base mesh, I just wanted to make this shape a proper one. Yeah, it's just a base mesh, so I don't want to put too much of problematical shapes here. I just prefer to go with this shape. And there are several other ways, like you could even able to extrude the entire gun from this shape. That we could able to do it. We could extrude. We could keep on extruding, and we could reach this position. But here I don't do that. I just prefer this method. I just switch to my face mode, and yes, this is fine. Now right click, that's it. One face is done. Now let me go to this angle and see how much bigger it is. Just make them a little, the shape to be a unique one. Yeah. Okay. Then here, my plan is here to make another one more cube. So let's press Ctrl D. I just hold one more cube here. Okay, this is one more cube. So let me just select this vertex and put this down here like this. Yep, and let me select one more vertex here and put this down. Yep. Then hope you remember the Control Shift X is multi-cut tool. So using the multi-cut tool, I just hold my control key, so I could able to click one, add one edge loop. Now I press W, right click, I go to my vertex mode, I select the vertex, and I could move it a little here. And let me add a few more edges. So Control Shift X, and I hold the control key, I add one here, and great. So now right click, I go to my vertex mode. Now look at this, I'm just trying to move this shape. Let me double click and reset the tool. Yes, now I'll be able to move them up or down. Anything would be fine. Yeah, and move them all a little down, and this too a little more down. Okay, and one more shape here. Yep, this would do. Yep. So this is the shape that we have planned so far. Yep. So this is the low poly gun shapes we are planning so far. So let me extrude this edge too. I go to my face, select this face one. I come here, then just let me go to my, just hold my shift key. I just press it here. Then I go to my vertex mode. I just select them. Yeah. And that's it. Now these three are some of the basic shapes that you can see here. The basic shape of your gun without detailing. And here we need to extrude the edge and make the shape here. So maybe I use my Control Shift X, then I hold my Control key, I press 1. So this seems a little, every time I press Control Shift X, then I have to use this tool. But instead of that, I prefer to use this one, Shift Right Click. I have Insert Edge Loop. So Shift Right Click, yeah, I have Insert Edge Loop. Hope you guys could see that. Shift Right Click is Insert Edge Loop. See, Shift Right Click, Insert Edge Loop. So it's like Shift Right Click and Insert Edge Loop. Yeah. So this is also a similar tool which performs the same operation. Now I just double click the edge, so the entire edge loop will be selected. I just move it down here. Yep, now you can see at the bottom of this one you have an vertex with the face. You can select the face. Yep, you can select the face and we could make them down. I just use my Shift Right Click and Extrude Face, and I press the scale option and I just scale it down a little, not too much. Yeah, down a little like that. Great. Now I go to my side view. So here the one thing you can do is you can just extrude the edge and you can keep it, you can bring it here. That also you could do. For example, you can select the edge here, then come to your side view, then hold your shift key, you will extrude them one here, and again hold your shift key, press E, rotate a little bit, then again shift key, again press E, rotate a little bit, again hold your shift, yeah, then again shift, then again another shift. So that would do. Right click, go to vertex mode and pull them down. Yeah, this will also work. So you just scale it up. So now you can see that we have the gun's basic setup. You can turn off the grid in your perspective view. Yeah, so the base mesh, you can turn on your wireframe and shader view. Okay, so this is just a base mesh, and from this we have to detail the 3D model we have done. Look at that, we need to put one magazine here to make this shape a perfect one. And yep, the one more most important thing, just save the scene. So I would like to file, save scene as, instead of classics, I would like to change it as gun 1. Yeah, so now the model is safe. So now I could able to make some changes. I can make a few more attempts and I make it a perfect one. So that would work. So here you can see the gun is like this, but I would like this shape to be like to be slanting. I prefer to go in this way because this is not a kind of a gun where you can fire on a person. This is a vaccinator, so I just wanted it to be like yeah, this will be like a vaccinator. So let this be temperature sensor and this be the place where the vaccine will come. Yep. And I would like to yep. And in order to make this much perfect, I think I should model this magazine also. So let me just take this cube, Control D, bring it down, rotate E, press this, and R, yep, W, move it, and just go here. I want this magazine to be much smaller than that, so maybe I should check from this view. Yeah, it should be smaller than that. Yeah, okay, I hope that would fit. Right click, go to vertex mode, that one here, this here, and another one here, another one here. Yeah, because it's just a blocking stage. A blocking stage doesn't require too much of details. So this is how the shape was, the proposed plan. And of course, if you I want to put it inside, so just drag this, drag them up like this. Good. Yeah, then maybe I can shift right click, I go to insert edge loop, so 1 insert, 2 and 3, kind of right click, put your vertex mode, so 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep, and 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4. That's it. So yep, I think it's better if I put the shape inside, like here. Yeah, it has to go inside, so the plan is like it has to go inside, so let me just here is our base mesh, and let's check this. Yeah, I had to fix this area, but anyway. Yeah, so here we can put our magazine and we could move it. And one more thing is, like, look at the one. I personally prefer if the shapes fits together. So maybe I can move this out a little, maybe down a little. Then let me go to my side view. We already have a shape here, so maybe I can extrude one more shape from this bottom, from this area. Maybe I can just select them, I can extrude them here, yeah, so like this. Yeah, let me just see. Yeah. Just, yep. And I would like to scale this area, so let me select this phase 1, 2 and 3, and let's press jump this place, press shift right click and extrude face, and I would like to extrude them towards inside, but before that I just would like to scale them a little. See, I'm scaling them a little. You could see that it was killed a little bit there, and then I press G, push them inside. Yeah. So this says that this is the area where you have to put your press W now. Just pull them towards inside. So then move them a little. And this is kind of a place where we are telling the people like you have to put your magazine in this location. Yeah, so that's why I have made this shape. So now you can put this inside. So now you can take this and put it inside here. In shapes like and I believe you can select them all and bring them together here. Okay, that would do the magic. Yeah, not too bigger, but enough size. So and we could be able to design this also. Let's see how to do bevel to this object and make this a perfect one. So let's see this shape. Okay, first thing is we have to just add a few more models here, and we have to smoothen these things and add a few shapes here, here, and here. So before we proceed with that, let's start with this. So here we have a layer editor. You could turn it on and off by clicking this button. You have a layer editor.